shut the door.
Can I get that? Can I get that?
Because they wasn't about to.
Can I get
He said he started off silent. No words.
Real TV. It's the chitlin.
That's what it is.
Y'all fly.
You know what?
We don't be
First
on
of all,
time.
my bad, because I didn't know.
Right.
Nikki didn't let me know that I was supposed to turn off. I'm over here drinking juice, eating hot tamales,
What part did I say
That's
you weren't live?
talking about Nikki, all that foolishness was going on. I didn't
We
know.
were laughing.
They was having a good old time. I didn't know. Hey y'all,
The
hey.
mainstream media ain't gonna tell it like we tell it.
Hey y'all,
That's
hey.
And I thought I liked it, the shout out when you said the chitlin
Yeah,
circuit.
you know
'Cause I
that
thought
now.
I think I am the chitlin
That's
circuit.
Listen,
all the
I
big
damn near
bands,
got up and was
that's
like,
right.
woo!
James Brown, everybody that got big
Listen.
started out on the chitlin.
Listen, I heard Lena Horne talking about it before and Gladys Knight talking about it. Listen, they was big.
Oh yeah,
That's all I'm
we
saying.
gotta have a means of communication in Flint.
I got some hot sauce for that chitlin thing, though. I'll tell you that right now.
Y'all finna go out walking and working now.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do.
What
Rain,
year
sleet,
you
snow,
graduated
snow.
from high school?
2009.
2009.
You know
I
it.
come out in 76. You know people I don't know.
Oh.
They know who you is.
They know who I am.
They know you a weaver
They know I'm a weaver.
and weaver
And weaver.
and more weaver.
And
Mo
one way.
weaver.
They know we know each other.
Oh, yeah, they know.
Say what?
Yeah,
Won't he do it?
So y'all finna go out.
It's been a weaver and maze together since preschool. What
Since
you
you were
mean?
bouncing that basketball over at Gundry when y'all
Yeah.
beat me.
But I'm talking
That's how I
about
met them.
before I met
Before
the
The
councilman maze. I was with Dana Maze since preschool.
Okay.
They
That's
ain't
my
leave.
niece.
I've been with the mazes since
You
I've
got to
been.
be kidding.
Yeah,
How come? Can you tell them apart, Dana and Leah?
I can tell Dana, Leah, all of
I get them mixed up.
them.
30,
You
20.
get
You
everybody
get them,
mixed
you
up.
get them mixed
Who
up.
are you?
Now see, I'm your favorite.
Elena or
Now here you go.
See,
Here
Boy,
you
y'all
go.
kids
I thought this
don't
was your
grow up
favorite.
bad. Huh?
Exactly.
I
You
thought
don't even
this
know
was
my
your
I'm
name.
not gonna be talking like that on live air.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I tell
My
each
bad.
one of them they my favorite.
Yeah.
I call Dana Maeve Leah
Mm-hmm.
and Leah Dana.
And
You don't know my nephew Kevin Maeve.
I know you. I said I've been.
That's the
knowing
one she
name.
Boy,
told
you
said
bringing
before.
tears to my eyes. It's a
See?
whole other generation. So
Yeah.
all I got to do is concentrate on the older folks.
Uh-huh.
Y'all got the younger
Yeah.
There you
crowd
go.
knowing each other.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Want to do it? I'm glad you said it in. We got some serious business to talk about
Yes, we do.
while y'all out there campaigning today.
And I told you, I told people to tune in whenever you're gonna talk about it because I told you some young people been asking me about their trying to
Millions
get stuff.
of dollars.
Yeah.
You know how to talk to your mom about it, though. Can they hear us?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
talked to your mom about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Talk
what
about
she
it.
said.
What she
What?
said?
She said, we win this election in 2-3 weeks. These people gonna get their money.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
We got a stack of applications. People want
And you mean, and it's a stack for real.
yeah, it's
No,
a
it's
stack.
a stack.
Five,
It's a-
600
I've seen
voters in that stack.
Mm-hmm.
And they done applied for money on these real forms.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, the $1 million compliance firm is going through each one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they've been to give me and the council a figure on what the amounts is in each category.
Right.
If it's 2 or 5 or 6 million for home improvements, they gonna tell us.
Mm-hmm.
If it's
Ernst and Young is doing this,
Ernst
correct?
and Young, yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
And if they gonna if it's 2, 3, 10, 12 million. What's up, D'Amica? I see you. This ain't no real TV. You ain't gotta be quiet.
Listen.
This ain't the mainstream media.
What?
This is like
he is
what?
this is
hating
the
on our line
chitlin
right
circuit.
now.
Yeah, because we got to have a medium to
Yeah.
communicate.
So-
The mainstream media won't cover.
We'll see you later.
All right. D'Amica.
Oh, where you going?
When you gotta go, let me know, because we done covered the young crowd, the
That's my
Kevin
cue.
Mays.
That's it.
But I need you for one more second.
Okay, I'm here.
Because I done talked to your mom,
Mhm.
the Honorable Dr. Mayor Karen Weaver,
Mhm.
and we done got a meeting of the minds, agreement. If we win this election in the next 2-3 weeks, whatever it is left, immediately, real quick, we fixing to start releasing money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We done sat over it for over a year, and now your mom's opponent, Mr. Neely, say he want to run on his record.
Uh,
Well, our record, you probably were too young to remember the Weaver record.
Yeah, I was there.
You were there.
Yeah.
You was there when emergency manager
I was
was
there.
in place.
Uh-huh.
Is they gone now?
Gone.
Yeah.
Was you there when we had a $12 million deficit and had to?
I was there.
You remember what's that guy's name? Who
Which
was the finance director under Weaver? Huey.
Huey,
Newton.
uh-huh.
You met him.
Mhm.
You knew him.
Yes, I know.
Was he black or white?
He was black.
Was he short or tall?
Tall.
Sure was. You know who the finance chairman was at the time of the Huey Newsom and Weaver area? You know who
Sure
finance chairman
was.
was?
Wasn't it?
I'm gonna tell you if you don't know.
Who was it?
Point your finger again. I used to get all A's in
I was
one
gonna say,
beat.
I thought it was
So
twins.
with Huey Newsom and
High five, you passed.
I'm gonna ask her a couple more.
Oh,
That's
okay,
our
my
record.
bad. I thought the pop
I thought it
was
was
low.
over.
That's our record.
This is the
I'm-
extra credit.
Yeah,
Great.
but
This is
whatever
extra
it
credit,
is,
okay.
I'm trying to prove
Mhm.
that we did some concrete things.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because we've been hearing it wasn't.
When all them big time celebrities and people was coming into Flint and sending money to Flint,
Mhm.
did you meet Cher
Yes, I did.
when she was here?
I talked to her on the phone.
What
was at
about
work.
Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, I was here.
You was at the
At
Door
the door
Federal.
cutter. Yeah, I got pictures.
I was tripping laughing
Yeah.
and talking with Snoop Dogg. You wasn't in the lobby with me when I was talking to Jada Pinkett Smith, but you know she was here.
Yes,
Will
I know
Smith
Jada
was.
was here. I knew she was here.
Mm.
And do you know that a whole lot of money came into Flint when we had that type of status? You familiar with W.T. Stevens?
Very much.
You knew that they broke the record for pipe
Fastest.
replacement and contract.
Mhm.
So you seen that,
Mhm.
and you was in the middle of that.
I was.
You could go in the mayor's office more than me when your mama was mayor.
You know what I mean? I like to think so. I didn't think she locked too many doors on me.
when,
You know?
who was getting their car fixed that time?
With probably me.
Yeah, was it an engine or something?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember that. But the point I'm trying to make to the listening audience, Satara, is that we have a record.
Absolutely.
And we turned Flint around from a deficit to a $24 million surplus and got
Absolutely.
emergency managers out.
Mhm.
And we put it on the map, like Chicago, Los Angeles. We had celebrity status.
Mhm.
And between the state and federal government, we had, I think if I was to do a short arithmetic, we had over 700 million come in.
Mhm.
And now I hear Mr. Neely saying, compare my record, run on our record, both based upon our record. It's going to be hard to break the things we got done under Weaver's record.
That's
Now,
right.
I have to agree, and it might be some more, and I'm not going to cheat,
Mhm.
but I know that he gave away 2, 3, 4 keys to the city,
Mhm.
and that's good. You'd like a key to the city, wouldn't
I mean,
you? And I know that he put a statue up to Floyd J. McCree.
Mhm.
Floyd J. McCree, you know what he was known for mainly as mayor. You got him young, do you know?
No.
He was mainly known, but he was in an era when we couldn't live on certain parts of town, black folks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woody Eppley and them and others, they did a sit-in, a sleep-in, and they protested housing and discrimination.
Mhm.
And that's kind of what Floyd McCree was known for.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember leaving church at Canaan. I was probably about 4 years old,
Mhm.
and it was a Sunday, and Reverend Robson, we was all on the line of City Hall. And if I was 4 years old, you wasn't born a weaver yet. What you laughing at? But I'm just saying that's what Floyd J. McCree was known for,
Mhm.
policy. He wasn't just known for giving keys to the city
Mhm.
and putting up statues. All that's good.
Yeah.
Renaming streets. That's really Neely's record.
Mhm.
But when you compare it to Floyd J. McCree, the one policy, when you declare it to Mayor Weaver declaring an emergency
Mhm.
and all of that stuff went along with it, if people vote based upon the record of finance and policy and accomplishments, then they should vote Weaver.
Right.
You know how many absentee ballots is out in people's houses right now as we sit here and speak?
I thought it was like 7 or 8
Yeah,
thousand.
7,000.
There was about 7,000 mailed out last week, 700 and 1,000 or so back in. So hopefully we talking to people right now who has, it's about 6,000 laying out there.
Mhm.
And people gonna make a decision. And what I'm trying to get them to do, what you sitting here, a younger generation, is to vote Weaver versus Neely, because I didn't say that. He said they vote based upon the record.
Mhm.
When we was doing all of that, declaring the emergency, getting national attention and money coming in, at that time, you had people in different positions. You had, do you remember these names? Leanne Walters.
Mhm.
You remember her?
Mhm.
Dr. Edwards.
Mhm.
Melissa Mays.
Mhm.
You know Clara McClinton?
Mhm.
You do, so there you don't.
One of the
Be
original
honest,
water
be
warriors.
honest, yeah. What about, let me see, Naira Sharif?
Mhm.
You do.
Mhm.
What about Pastor Overton?
Yes.
What about Pastor Wallace Hill?
Mhm.
Mhm.
What about Pastor Harris?
Yep.
Mhm.
Did you know the late Pastor Lewis Randolph?
Yes.
All of us came together. Activists, water warriors, we called ourselves. What about this one guy during the water crisis? Did you know or ever meet him? He was a councilman, Eric Mays.
You know,
I know that guy.
I happened to meet him.
I know that guy.
We got a track record.
Mhm.
We did a great work. And that's when I met you in the middle of that.
Mhm.
I didn't know Mayor Weaver's daughters and
Mhm.
her son. And
Mhm.
I didn't even met the grandkids.
Mhm.
Right.
I knew Dr. Rex Weaver,
Right.
but I was scared to go to the dentist. And so, where have I been to the dentist lately?
You've been there. You've been there.
I've been there.
Mhm.
The point is this. If people vote based upon the records
Yeah.
and accomplishments of the two people left in the primary run, I mean after the primary,
Mhm.
I come in third. I'm in the middle of this stuff. I'm endorsing and pushing who I want to work with
Yeah.
Mhm.
because we still got great work to do.
Yeah.
After you leave, we're going to discuss the details of these opportunities.
Yes, sir.
Because right now, this is the key. It ain't too many times you can vote to put 10,000, 5,000, 20,000 into people's homes for home repair,
Mhm.
roofs, windows, vinyl siding. You think they can get a flat screen TV with this money? I don't know.
Mhm.
But I'm telling you, you think they can do carpet,
Yeah.
hardwood
Yeah.
floors?
Mhm.
Definitely.
Y'all do?
Yeah.
We gonna see.
Yeah.
But we know and we already got the answer that they can do roofs
Roofs and
and
siding.
windows and
Mhm.
stuff of that nature and make our neighborhoods look better. So I ain't talking about for folks promise they gonna do in the future. It's been 3 years that this man could have done more than keys to the city and statutes and using big words.
Yeah.
If I was him, I wouldn't say vote based upon our record.
Right.
Now, let me see something. Y'all finna go out and campaign. You be talking to people who you know in your age. Did you know that it was a major debate set up on Mid-Michigan now? Satara, did you know?
I did know that.
Did you know it?
Yeah.
Do you know who canceled it?
The mayor,
Yeah.
Neely.
Mr. Neely. Why? Did he get scared to talk publicly about the records?
I feel like his nerves was bad.
Yeah, I mean,
I got my opinion. The records ain't gonna compare. It's a slam
that's what I was
dunk
gonna say.
when you compare records on accomplishments,
Yeah.
policies, money, and getting stuff done and notoriety. That's weak. When you look at honesty, truth, and credibility, even when it comes to degrees, you should tell the truth.
Right.
This guy ain't had no degree from Saginaw Valley. When it comes to clean and dirty politics, I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah.
I got beat up by the deputy chief of staff at Bruce. You were there. You didn't feel sorry for me. Why she laughing, Sarah? I would have to go to Hurley Hospital. You didn't feel sorry for me. Look, another one. Can we holler at you for a second? That's 2 seconds. Ain't that Adrian?
You said
Oh, that's
Adrian.
Look, get your head. Oh, Alana, I get these kids mixed up. Alana, come here. Let's get your head in for a minute. Now, when I see them together, I know
Cause
the
a
difference
riot up
between
here,
the two.
y'all.
Hey. So look, we were just getting ready to get into the business. We know y'all finna go out campaigning or something, right?
That's why I was just doing.
Right, so it was good to see you, Adrian and Alana. I'm surrounded by who's in there?
The young folk.
What's their last name?
Weaver, and Mo Weaver.
We tried to win. We got 3 weeks left. All of my crew, he should telling me, do she know who you know? Leah, Mays, Dana,
Yes.
Kevin
I've been
Mays.
knowing them since we were.
People thought I was an orphan. They didn't know I had
No,
family,
Lord.
did they?
No, I know you have family.
What they thought you hatched out of eggs?
Yeah, left
No.
out of store.
Oh, my goodness,
They just dropped him off. In the
Man,
house.
this is a
Amazing.
treat.
They found you in the cabbage patch.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yesterday, I was out with your mom from 11 in the morning to 5 in the evening. We were knocking doors. And people was excited to see us together. Now, when it come to you, Alana, I don't put you in the same boat as her. So you know I met her on the campaign trail. And she was dribbling a basketball up at Gundry, thinking she could beat me.
I'm sure she could.
Oh, it's time for y'all
I'm
to
sure I
now,
could.
Alana gonna say that she think this short lady can beat me playing basketball.
I told you playing
You
basketball.
think y'all Weavers can't beat me? I'll put both of y'all on the same team. I'll be by myself, and I get the ball first. But we only going to
wait a minute.
One point. I was gonna say,
Oh,
get the ball first,
and
but I'm
only
gonna
go
take
one
the
point.
ball. I'm gonna take the ball
Look,
from him.
we only going to one.
Y'all,
Listen.
Man, look.
I'm gonna film this and then it's.
Oh, you gonna film the game?
Yeah.
Look, check this out.
He gonna get come up with a
Yeah.
date. We can go live.
Let's
I'm
win
telling
this
you.
election. Let's win. Can we win?
We will.
Can we win?
Yeah, absolutely.
How many weeks we got left?
3.
3 weeks. And how we gonna vote, Satara?
Weaver, and Mo Weaver.
And we gonna continue to laugh and joke and get the business done.
Let me go out here before you get
And
me in
let me
trouble.
get to
All
the
right,
top
right.
of fun. Good to see y'all. It was a
See
treat
y'all.
for me.
Y'all tune in tomorrow. 80 will be, what time you going, 80?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Y'all come on with AD. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock.
Adrian Weaver. And then I got to see Alana and Adrian.
What?
Hey, Adrian.
Huh?
Won't he do it?
No, you my baby. Boy, I
Listen, you like my grandfather. That's my grandfather. You know he's my favorite.
Yeah,
He done lied and told
Dana
18
Leah, them
minutes.
the same way. I act like I don't know.
He done
I
lied
call
all
Dana
18 minutes.
Leah and Leah Dana. But now,
Now we
We
gonna
done
get
had
down
the
to
young
the business.
and that was fun. I enjoyed that.
Absolutely.
She remember all the stuff I run on the records.
Yep.
The ARPA fund applications and request forms are in. They stacked up this high.
Y'all want one?
Steady stacking up.
Y'all want one? I got a few.
Yeah,
Let me know.
get them in.
Put it in
because
there. Let me
In a
know.
minute, we finna start allocating the money.
I'm about to
I
fill
need
out
mine.
another one.
You say you did
Yeah,
yours.
I need mine.
You
I'm about to
need
fill out another one right now and give it
Now
to the man.
check this out. $74 million.
74.
The $1 million compliance fund.
Mm-hmm.
Have we got sound?
Yeah, we
Yes,
got
sir.
some.
Okay,
We
the
got
$1 million
sound. Talk about it,
compliance firm, the point person for Ernst & Young
Uh-huh.
is Brian Jarvis.
Brian Jasinski.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday. He almost done looking at all of these forms that's already,
Uh-huh.
and what he said, he's gonna bring me the breakdown of how many is for home improvements.
Okay.
But there's $1 million worth of requests. Tiffany, thank you,
You're welcome. Anything.
because I want my voice.
You know what? You
be
got to
heard.
let me make sure you get up in there.
Get
All
me
right.
right.
I got to get you
Because
up
the
in there.
mainstream media ain't gonna tell it.
Absolutely
We
not.
have to tell it where?
At the Chitlin
On the
Circuit.
Chitlin circuit.
Listen, and I got a bottle of hot sauce for it.
I'm gonna eat one of them.
Don't get in there.
Check this out.
Let me put them right there.
So
Right in the middle.
remember,
Y'all like that?
people was trying to say these forms ain't real.
That's what they said.
They real. And he gonna tell me how much money is being requested for home improvement,
Mm-hmm.
how much is being requested by nonprofits,
Okay.
and how much is being requested for profit business.
Okay.
And then we can take that $74 million and put it in its proper categories.
Okay.
Now that's what was trying to happen yesterday in council meeting.
Yeah.
Judith Priestley
Mm.
and Liddell Lewis,
Mm.
who I appointed,
Mm-hmm.
is president on an ad hoc committee.
Right.
You know why I appointed them on an ad hoc committee?
I thought.
Because council rules and the laws of the state of Michigan does not allow more than 2 council people to speak, deliberate, and form policy
Right.
outside of a council meeting.
Right.
You have to do all of that in the public eye
Okay.
in a council meeting.
Right.
But they so new that they don't know that. Huh?
Infants. I heard you. You
Yeah,
said
they
it.
breaking
Infant
the law.
council.
They getting with Quincy Murphy,
Mm.
Worthing,
Mm-hmm.
Judith Priestley, Liddell, and them, and they sent out an email talking about, tell us what you want this to look like before we get to the council meeting. So they came in now. I don't know if they heard from me, Jerry Winfrey Carter, and Tanya Byrne,
Right.
but they had all got together and put their little input together.
Mm-hmm.
They hadn't heard from Ernst & Young. When you look at the home improvement category, see I highlighted that.
Yeah.
How much money, Satara, do they have on that for the
2 million.
residents for home improvement?
2 million.
It might be 8 million.
It might be.
We got 74 million.
Right.
What if home improvements from these request forms? What if it turned out to be 12 million? Would you vote for 12?
Yeah, I vote for that.
Would you vote for 2 and they asking for 12?
No,
It wouldn't be enough.
it wouldn't be enough.
So I'm thinking that we better put enough money in each category.
Right.
Now, the priorities of the city is public safety.
Correct.
I had a lady call me yesterday when I came from council meeting. Her daughter had got in a car accident, she said, on the corner near Sherman and Martin Luther King.
North side.
How long do you think it took for the police to get there?
Shit, did they get there?
They did get there.
Okay.
It took
Hour?
about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. But she said 911 was telling them that the police were all tied up. When the police got there, Guess what they told?
What they say?
We wasn't tied up.
So let me ask you this. Where is the disconnect? Because the county runs 911. Huh?
That's correct.
So between the county and then the city police, where is the disconnect? Why can't we get that together? Why does the county even have it?
Under the old council, when Neely was there, remember I was on the council for a short period of time with Neely. The council and the leadership and the emergency managers gave the 911 operation to the county.
Mm-hmm.
We had our own 911 operation in the police department.
Mm-hmm.
Just like they gave the courts away to the county.
Yeah.
The 68 district court that had like Crawford, Marable, and back then Judge Perry, and that was the Flint City Court.
Yeah.
The emergency managers, and it took a vote of some council people. They merged it with the county.
Yeah.
That's why we kind of lost our all black jury type of opportunity, or blacks on the jury.
Yeah.
When we had district court cases.
Yeah.
They did the same thing with the garbage truck.
Right.
We lost our garbage truck.
Which is why we're in that debacle.
That's why we have to do bids and contracts with outside garbage people.
Right.
So the council that was not as aggressive as me, they let a lot of stuff get away.
Yeah.
Now we trying to bring it back. That's why when we look at the track record of Weaver versus Neely, there's no comparison. If
At
we
all.
could wake the people up, 6,000 absentee ballots out right now.
Right.
If 3,000-4,000 would vote Weaver. Now, it's some residents, they really don't know. They will be voting Neely, when really, if you base it on their records, we should be voting Weaver. Because I done worked with both of them.
Right.
We declared the emergency, the water crisis, national fame. We got the budget straightened out. Hundreds of millions was brought in. And then Neely has been more talk and ceremonial. And so I'm hoping people can sort it out. And that's like with these ARPA funds.
Yeah.
That money done sit there for over a year.
Yes.
Part of it. Now, if he was more action, these people in this stack would already be getting checks.
That big old stack.
That big stack. I'll have it in council meeting tomorrow.
I've seen it. You've had it the 3 council. You had it here.
Well, no, I couldn't bring it out.
Well, not. But you had a big stack of papers to show what it's like. Yeah.
Because whenever you can tell the voters, because them as voters, they telling you what they want you to do with their money. This is residents' money.
Yeah.
If you can tell voters, that's why I asked Mayor Weaver, will you help us do this immediately? She said, yeah.
Absolutely.
If you've been in office for 3 years, and that money's in there, and that stack been there, you can get that done in a week.
Absolutely.
Because you can come to council meeting.
Yeah.
You can say do it. But why are you holding that money up? You see what happened yesterday when I put a motion on the floor to approve that money.
Yes, I did.
What happened?
They broke quorum.
Did it get a second? Did the motion
It did not get a second.
Why the motion to approve the money didn't get a second?
Because they didn't have the votes.
The vote for what? For this particular budget?
Yeah, they didn't have the votes.
It's not adequate budget.
It's not.
If that motion had got a second, I was gonna amend this budget.
I know you
and
were.
I was gonna put 10 to 12 million of the 74 million
in
to
each category, right?
Houses.
Yeah.
Because 2 million.
Definitely not enough.
No. See, the big shots, the people like the Land Bank, the Mott Foundation, Tim Herman them and Ridgeway White and Bill Schultz and them, they got grant writers.
Yeah.
They can apply for money from the state, the federal government. They got grant writers. These residents don't have grant writers.
Absolutely not.
This is their money, that grant.
Yeah.
So if we got 74 million, I wouldn't care if they requested on these easy to do 1-page forms I wouldn't care if they requested 20 million.
Yeah,
I'm gonna amend this budget and move it and try to get people money released.
right.
Is it a fair statement to say that the water crisis civil lawsuit was not settled properly?
It was not settled properly. That is definitely a correct
One of
statement.
the worst things about it is they put $1,000 cap on grown folks.
Yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
it's gonna be some parents and children that benefit, but it's gonna be 10, 20, 30,000 grown folks who in that settlement, Mr. Neely and Gretchen Whitmer agreed to $1,000 cap. That
Yeah.
was wrong.
That was wrong.
What about a $5,000 or $10,000 cap? Wouldn't that have been better?
It would have been better.
All they had to do was settle with them adults who paid water bills,
Yeah,
who had households. Everybody in Flint was affected.
yeah,
And to give somebody $1,000, but that's before attorney fees.
yeah,
When
yeah,
them settlement checks start coming out, it'll be $600-700. I thought they'd have checks by now.
and they do not.
So my point is now we got another pot of money,
Mm-hmm.
the ARPA fund,
Right.
94 million.
94 million.
Wouldn't it be nice for elected officials to give residents in their household, grown folks,
Grown folks.
10, 20, 5, $10,000
Yeah,
so they can do something beneficial for their households in our neighborhoods? Why do you think people are fighting that so?
yeah,
Why do you think they're letting that stack later?
yeah.
What will happen between now and Monday? Will we be able to vote properly and release that money? Will Liddell Lewis and Quincy Murphy get up in the middle of the meeting and break the quorum?
What they did last night.
And you know what the mainstream media did?
They left too.
They interviewed Liddell Lewis. And guess what she said in the interview on the mainstream media?
Tell me.
She said that we can't get nothing done when you go to council meeting. Well, we can't if you get up and leave and break the quorum. I've seen Quincy when he told her, come on, let's go.
Judy
Now,
Priestley got up first,
she got up
and
and
she
was
walked
gone.
out. Quincy got up and started packing his stuff up.
And then Liddell started packing up.
Absolutely. And then
Now,
he walked out next.
You know how
Because you said, well, he can't come back because he didn't ask
He didn't ask to be
excused. Yeah.
Let me ask this question.
Mhm.
Do you know that for weeks and months I've been telling them to call a special meeting?
Yes, you
about
have. Yes,
these
you have.
ARPA
You
funds?
and I have talked about that quite a few times.
A special meeting.
Yes.
It was the only thing on the agenda.
Yeah.
If you call a special meeting to discuss $94 million and we be there, it was probably 15 public speakers. There's
Yes.
one, 5 or 6 people told me Liddell told them to come to the meeting. And they was holding up signs talking about pass this budget as it is. Some of them was white and
Yeah.
a handful of them was black. Know what category of people they fell into? They fell into the forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do and say.
Mm-hmm.
They had signs
They
saying
did.
pass this budget, and it wasn't even adequate.
They did.
You can't pass this ARPA fund budget with $2 million for home improvement.
That's true.
We got a stack of requests. When Ernst and Young tell us to figure, want to play a game with us, Mickey?
Yes, sir.
Want to play a game with
Let's
us,
do it.
Satara?
Let's do it.
How much money do you think has been requested by the voters, the residents, for home improvement thus far?
Million.
I'm gonna go with like 15 at
You
least.
think out of the 74 million left, it's gonna be 15? That's what you say.
I think it's gonna be 50. Yeah, you know, and I'm saying that just in seeing like some of these houses, like you can see houses like blocks of houses with tarps on their roofs, right? And people's windows that needs replacing because they're old. You can see they're old and drafty.
We could make
Old
a whole
doors.
block look nice, couldn't
Listen, and even like porches that have been, the ground is sunk in and the foundation
I
is
need
not
some
good.
steps on my porch.
Yeah,
I need a roof, but I'm not gonna
Yeah.
apply because I'm a councilman.
right.
Nikki, how much you think is gonna be the total when we add up the voters' requests on what they want us to do with this?
Out of 74, if you really did it, to do all that, about 20 million.
You thinking 20, and
Yeah.
you said
I
how
said
much?
about 15.
15. Well, let me say what I think.
Okay.
Whatever the amount is, when we release these checks to these people to do these houses, it's gonna be some more people file these applications.
Absolutely, it is.
So the figures y'all saying might be right. Right now, with what we got in the stack, if I was to put my reputation on the line, and I could be wrong, I think it's gonna be somewhere lower than 6 million.
Okay. With just what you have right now.
With just what we have right now, but I
That's
could be
fair.
wrong.
But
Y'all
that's
could
fair.
be right. But once we release money and show it's real,
Yeah,
it's
they
gonna
about
balloon
to.
up.
Absolutely. They're
They
coming
gonna
to
be
get them.
coming to get them. Now
Absolutely.
check this out.
Yeah.
How much do you think is in the stack right now for people who want to start and help their business?
Oh, shit.
You just cuss.
I did. I cuss a lot.
That's okay. You can still go to heaven.
I cuss a lot.
And I done cussed, then I can go to heaven. What you think that figure is? Then Mickey, I'm gonna ask
For small businesses wanting to start
you. Or
or
the one they
expand.
got now. I'm gonna give y'all a clue.
I'ma
I know
say-
one small
I'm gonna say
black business,
35.
35 million.
Mm-hmm.
What you think, Mickey?
To really get it going, I go 40.
40 million. In the stack we got now, I'm gonna estimate for people who done applied, I'm gonna estimate about 8 to 12 million.
Okay.
But when we release that money,
Oh yeah, they're coming.
it's gonna be more.
Now,
So that's
right.
why this form was important, because
Yeah.
I'm intent on these voters and these residents being first in line. They believed in the process. They took time to go to city council office and fill out the form.
Yeah.
And money gonna run out. So it might as well be some type of structure of first come, first serve. Now guess who done hopped the line already?
Who hopped the line?
The Genesee County Land Bank, 16 million.
Yeah.
The United Way,
Yeah.
but the United Way was just acting as a fiduciary for Greater Holy Temple, Bethel United Methodist in Ashbury, who passed out that water. We didn't do it, but 400,000, and I voted. I agree with it. But guess what the guy from the United Way did before we voted?
What do you do? Filled out one of
One of these
those.
forms. The land bank did. Let me say this. It's other people trying to hop the line. They brought a proposal to us, Judith Priestley and Liddell Lewis, and they want the Community Foundation and the Ruth Mott Foundation to be able to pick a board of 7 and 11 people that they pick to tell us where to spend this money. Why we can't listen directly to the resident?
Well, first of all, that's asinine because you all had those meetings in the wards to see where the people wanted to allocate the money. And I
we
know
got this.
for a fact, Liddell and Judy were at those meetings because I was at a couple of them and they were there.
Let me say,
I actually had a conversation with them.
Judy,
Wow.
you referring to
This is crazy.
Priestley, Councilwoman Priestley.
Yeah, fourth ward.
Now, they can be mad at me if they want to, but you gotta be able to dissect this and sort it out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know one of the most important boards that she sat on other than the city council?
Which one?
The Genesee County Republican Party
Yeah.
executive board.
Yeah.
Some Republicans is more conservative
Yeah.
than Democrats.
Yeah.
Democrats, some of them are more moderate and liberal
Yeah.
than conservative Republicans.
Hmm.
They just got a different philosophy. So Flint is primarily Democrat. It's a Democratic stronghold. And so I have to expose this.
Yeah.
When you got Hergenroder, Priestley, and Pfeiffer, more of the Republican conservative persuasion, that's why you see $2.7 million of these monies over on Miller Road.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the north end, the North Flint Food Market, the St. Agnes property, you get pushback from them
A lot of pushback.
white Republicans.
Yeah.
And we got 5 blacks on the council.
And
You
2 of
got-
them doing their bidding.
I call them the Uncle Towns
Yeah.
because they so hating myself and Tanya Burns them, and that must mean they kind of ain't got pride in themselves, but they lean toward the philosophy of the 3 white Republicans.
Right.
That's why Pfeiffer is the president right now,
Hmm.
and I'm not. Maurice Davis fell into that trick bag. And it's sad to see Quincy Murphy and Liddell Lewis fall into that trick bag. But you can't blame
See,
them
that's a
all the
trick
way.
train right now. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't blame them all the way because you know leadership starts at the top.
It does.
Mr. Neely has fell into that trick bag with Priestley, Hergenroder, Quincy Murphy, and Liddell Lewis.
Mm.
Worthing ain't hardly there. She just votes on stuff against some of us with the worst absentee record.
Yeah.
Pfeiffer is actually, in my opinion, that conservative white Republican
Yeah.
as well. So what Mr. Neely should have done and should do,
Hmm.
he should set the record straight.
Yeah.
He should be up there in council meetings. And that's what I told Mayor Weaver. She used to come to council meetings and we used to do the work right there in front of everybody.
Hmm.
We 3 years into Neely's term, he probably been to 3 council meetings.
Hmm.
His style is to more call him to his office,
Hmm.
trick and fool him.
Yeah.
And then they come up there excited and don't even understand the full story. I watched the news last night
Hmm.
after Priestley, Quincy Murphy, and Liddell Lewis broke the quorum and the meeting stopped. And the news reporter Alexa's on Mid-Michigan Now. When I seen the news report, I was disturbed because she said at the end, well, Mayor Neely, and I'm paraphrasing, well, Mayor Neely says no matter what the council do, he have to sign it. No, he don't. I said, Alexis, that ain't how that works. He fooling people in the middle of an election. Another half truth or lie. I call him the Pinocchio number.
Yeah.
Because he tell half truth and lies
Yeah.
even about how policy work. The way policy work, and I told Alexis, I say, if 5 or 6 council people vote to allocate this money properly, all he can do is veto it.
Right.
He got 7 days to veto the amount of the budget that we spend and want to put there. I say after he veto it, if 6 council or more vote to keep it that way and override the veto, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
We control
The
the
purse
money.
strings. Hmm.
His signature ain't got nothing to do with the money. His
Right.
job is after we allocate the money, is to make sure it's spent the way we said.
Yeah.
So Alexis says on Mid-Michigan Now, okay, we ran that at 10 o'clock and he said that. And so at 11 o'clock, I'll fix it. So I wait anxiously for the 11 o'clock news.
Yeah.
And guess what she said?
The same thing.
No,
Okay.
she tried to fix it. She said that Mr. Neely said he have to sign and paraphrasing like he controlled that money. She said, but Councilman Mays disagrees and said the council can veto it. I say, here we go. I didn't say the council can veto.
You said
I
he
said
could
the
veto.
mayor can veto and we can override a veto.
Mhm.
So when they have these newscasters on the mainstream
Yeah.
media, I don't know if it's intentional or unintentional that they try to portray that the mayor controls the money and purse strings. Like in that case,
Yeah.
that's why we have to go to the Chitlin circuit.
Yeah.
Mickey, you
Yes,
don't
sir.
mind me calling all this social media and the stuff we doing here the Chitlin circuit.
Shit, we call it that. Hell.
Well, that's how artists back in the day, James Brown, The Temptations, Smoker, we came to fame on the Chitlin circuit. If we can sort it out. So somebody tell Mid-Michigan now, the council controls the money.
The council controls the money. Five or more votes.
Approve it.
He signs it.
If he veto it
He
within 7 days,
vetoes it.
6 votes
Can
override it, and that's what.
And it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
If the council say we want 10 or 12 million for home improvements, it can be that. It ain't gotta be this 2 million that Neely and Priestley them come up to. And mainly Neely and Priestley. Liddell Lewis listens to Quincy, listen to Priestley, and last night on the news, you know who Mitch McConnell is?
Mm-hmm.
The Republican guy in the United States Senate.
Yes, sir.
You know who he is?
Yeah.
That's what she said. I said she sound like Mitch McConnell. Talking about, well, the meeting broke up last night, but Monday we're gonna push it through and get it done. I said, listen to her. Sound like Mitch McConnell. You don't want to get this budget done Monday because it doesn't allocate enough to the people. You know when I got this proposed budget?
When did you get it?
About 5 minutes before the meeting.
I knew it. I knew it.
If I'm a responsible council person, do I suppose that this rubber stamp was brought to me or look at?
No.
All of these details and categories on where to spend this money, I don't agree with.
Absolutely. I was looking at it. I didn't agree with it.
We need to change it, amend it, and get it right.
Yeah.
Them people who came with them signs talking about to pass this budget.
But what's so crazy is that they just had them in the back of the room. They just had them in the back of the room for somebody they wanted.
You know what was funny though?
What was funny? Man?
I saw some of them people was right there with the administration. That was back there.
Sitting in the back in the corner.
Yeah, when they were going back there with the administration.
Yeah, if you're going to be a council person, be a council person.
Yeah.
Liddell Lewis and them and Quincy and them is so new. They being tricked and hoodwinked by Mr. Neely because he's trying to do something real fast, just like they did with them $300 credits. I tried to move it up to more. When that was $8.6 million. When Weaver was in office, you know how much water credits we had to residents? 60 million. So compare the record.
Yeah, I remember.
You get 60 million of water credits under Weaver. You get 8.6 million under Neely. We had 700 million come in from all kind of places under Weaver. You had a couple $100 million come in for Neely.
Yeah.
You had probably 8 or 12 or 6 keys to the city and a statute under Neely. You had an emergency declared, emergency managers out, a $24 million surplus. You had 90% of the pipes replaced under Weaver, with 10% left for Neely, and he didn't even get that done.
Because if he would have left W.T. Stevens where W.T. Stevens was at, I believe we would have been done.
I know we'd have been done, but you know the reason he didn't leave W.T. Stevens in the pipe replacement
he did a Trump. He did a Trump.
Anything.
He reversed anything. He did exactly what Trump did to Obama. Reversed everything that he did.
And I go to church with him at Shiloh, and I was connected with him. Yeah. And he disparaged me.
Yeah.
Murdoch, and they covered that up.
But then he turned around and did Murdoch the same way.
I'm just saying, the public don't know the character of him. They don't know that he'll tell half truths and lies. They don't know the vindictiveness of how he tried to assassinate people's character
Yeah.
by throwing the rock and hiding his hand.
Yeah.
If the majority of the voters knew,
Yeah.
you got 6,000 absentees laying out there right now. You can't blame people for not knowing. You can't blame people for not knowing. But now, I would be wrong if I didn't try to tell people the difference between the two candidates.
Yeah.
There's a lot of women for some reason. Some women that I run into in the community, they don't really even know Weaver.
Yeah.
And they really don't know Neely. But when I talk to them, they say, "Oh, Mays, I didn't know. I'm going to go ahead and vote Weaver." Sometimes us in leadership positions who do know, we've got to do
We gotta speak out.
responsibility to tell people of the difference between the two. And even men.
Yeah.
There's some men that didn't know.
Yeah.
And so I'm blessed to be in a position.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell the truth.
Yeah.
I ain't going to lie. I'm going to talk business and facts and figures.
That's right.
And this race between Neely and Weaver the last two times was so close.
Very close.
Both of them. And the one that she beat him, that he beat her.
200 votes?
Yeah, guess what he did in the last week or two?
What did he do?
He called that press conference with Gleason, who was the county clerk. Had that black lady sit between him and Gleason and lied that Weaver was illegally passing out absentee ballots. And he beat her by 200 votes. That was a lie.
Yeah.
The degree was a lie.
Yeah.
The pipe replacement time frame and work was a lie.
Saying the water is clean.
The
lie.
Secondary water source that we started under Weaver, that's finishing up under him.
Yeah.
Him saying, and what he said about that, that was a lie. Calling some people on the council, including me, an insurrectionist, was a lie. That's why when he called me an insurrectionist and tried to build up Kate Fields and Maurice now, and God bless Maurice, he was a friend of mine, I know him, but the people was able to sort it out. I'm praying and hoping in the next 2-3 weeks that the residents can sort out the fact from the fiction, sort through them big words. Well, I'm for the children. The children can't be what they can't see. Prayer, planning, and partnership. We all prayer, planning, and partnership. One Flint. Well, we do want one Flint under Weaver, Mays, Winfrey Carter, Tanya Burns, a good city attorney, and let Neely set back and be part of that one Flint. And the reason I say that, because he haven't experienced losing an election in years. We went and helped him be the council person. I was involved in this campaign.
Right.
State representative, we supported. Mayor, all hell and broke loose. It ain't no one Flint.
No.
It's a person lying and telling half truth, trying to trick the public, and then says, judge me and vote on my record.
Yeah.
You compare the two records, it's plain to see Weaver had and got a better record. But why you run from a debate? Why you wait 2-3 weeks before the election and then Neely calls the mainstream media and cancel the debate?
But not only does he cancel the debate, but he lies and says it's because of the conflict of interest in her calendar, and that's not true. And she had this debate on her calendar, ready to rock.
What we doing right now? How many people listen?
I don't know.
10,
19,
12,
19.
19.
Mm,
Is this being recorded?
19.
Is this being recorded?
absolutely. It is.
So how many people can see it? 500, 200 later. They can see it tomorrow.
Thousands.
So what I'm saying is you can record a debate
Yeah,
any time of day or night.
absolutely.
I told the Black Caucus guy who called me about these debates, I say if either candidate tell you it don't fit their schedule, it's 24 hours in a day. If discussing the politics of Flint and you running for the top spot is a priority, I wouldn't care if you recorded the debate or discussion between the two at 12 midnight, 7 in the morning, 10 at night. Just record it and you can show it over and over.
Mhm.
So I told them, don't buy into nobody saying
Yeah,
it's a conflict with their schedule. Because if the voters ain't do a discussion, whether it's President of the United States, they schedule way more important than some of our
heck
locals.
yeah.
Whether it's the governor. When you see a person run from a debate or a discussion,
Hmm.
their campaign is in trouble.
Right.
Right now, he knows the more people talk, the more his campaign is in trouble.
Yeah.
Look at me right now with
Yeah.
this hat on the chitlin circuit.
Mm-hmm.
If people see this
Yeah.
and they share it
Yeah.
and it makes sense,
Yeah.
somebody's campaign is in trouble.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna say it because when you talking about allocating money
Hmm.
directly to the
A
residents' household,
lot of money.
this money can get to people's households before they get the check
For the water.
for the water.
Yeah.
This can be done in a week or 2 or 3, real quick.
Yeah.
And so, guess who done caught on?
Who done caught on?
Mr. Neely. And guess who else done caught on?
Who else done caught on?
Weaver, and more Weaver. And guess who done committed to release this money to the people?
Weaver, and more Weaver.
And guess who running with a couple council people who don't get it?
Neely.
Neely. And now they're struggling. They done come down to the last council meeting before the election.
Yeah.
And they ain't allocated that money. And they
Uh-huh.
done tried to throw something together.
Yeah.
And based upon my calculations, it ain't adequate. It's a front.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to make sure that people in that stat get their money
Yeah.
and don't get caught up in politics.
Right.
I'm trying to get Weaver to come public and say, when I've been sworn in on November the 8th, the voters will get their money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, 100%. She's told me what we'll do. We've worked together before. I'm working for 3 years with Neely.
Yeah.
I put my credibility and reputation on the line. We may never lie to them. We done did good work. I don't
Absolutely.
care what people say. That's my reputation. That's my experience. We meet, we declared emergency, we fixed budgets.
Mm-hmm.
We had all kind of big time celebrities come in.
Yeah.
Money came in, but it didn't come like this money.
Right.
The money that came in during the water crisis, and all of you so-called know-it-alls, listen to me close. It went to the community foundation. Some of it went to the Y in Lansing. Some of it went all kind of places. It didn't come in like this money. This money came straight to our banking account.
Yeah.
And we have the only authority to release it. And we can release it under rules. It's set there for over a year.
Yeah.
We 2-3 weeks before the election. I've got a commitment from Weaver and the Weaver administration. We're going to take care of these people and release this money.
Yeah.
I don't want people to believe in the promises of what we'll do in the future after the election.
Yeah.
So let's vote our pocketbook this this time. Everybody who think they know, don't know.
Yeah.
You got an opportunity to weigh in one more time with the people who control the money. That'll be this coming up Monday
Right.
in council meeting. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock, we'll be discussing it in committee meeting. Tanya Burns chairs the finance committee meeting. I know for a fact she's put it on the agenda. I know for a fact that Quincy Murphy, Liddell Lewis, and Priestley will be squirming. They won't limit this conversation to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because Finance Chair Burns, I talked to her today, then put it on the agenda. And so it'll be very interesting. We'll see if all them people in that stack do like them 3-4 people who came yesterday. Will they speak up? We'll see if people translate their votes into money to help them in their houses and neighborhoods. This is a profound election. 6,000 absentee ballot voters laying out in people's houses right now. All of that stuff on the ballot, all of them people. But look in the lower right-hand corner. One of the most important votes that we'll make in this election will be in the bottom right-hand corner. It'll say mayor of the city of Flint.
And that's in the nonpartisan section.
Yeah,
Mhm.
in the lower right-hand corner of the ballot, it'll say mayor of the city of Flint. When you vote Democrat and all that other, that don't cover the mayor's race.
Yep. Make
Look
sure.
in that bottom right-hand corner.
That's right.
You'll see 2 names.
Uh-huh. One
And
of them
2
don't
names
matter.
only. You'll see
That other guy.
Neely
Mm-hmm.
and you'll see Weaver.
Absolutely.
You'll see Sheldon Neely and Karen Weaver.
Absolutely.
I'll be casting my vote for Mayor Karen Weaver.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, whether they related, whether they went to school with him, whether they don't know, whether they feel sorry for him, whether they thought he had a degree from Saginaw Valley,
Yeah.
whether they believe handing out a key to the city or a statue is significant, ain't nothing you can do to change them. They're gonna vote Neely.
Yeah.
But in order to get the right thing done, in order to break up that nonsense with them Republicans on the city council, some of them,
Mm-hmm.
in order to try to get folks to come back home and do what we need to do for our neighborhoods
Yeah.
in the community.
Right.
And we ain't just looking at taking care of Black people in Black neighborhoods.
Right.
We will help people on the east side,
People,
the
period.
south side, the north.
Flint-
Yeah, Popo.
Flint
When you
residents.
come to people who need help, and we
Absolutely.
all do.
Absolutely.
It ain't too many rich people in Flint.
No.
We are a working class of people,
Absolutely.
and people don't have to be shy about needing help sometimes.
Absolutely not.
Some people then raised 5 and 6 kids and spent money getting kids clothes and getting them through college.
Damn straight.
Some people like me only had 1 child.
Well, some
and
people like me have 4.
4.
3
So,
of them to college.
Everybody done did a good job
Absolutely.
and deserve help in different areas.
Absolutely.
And in this case,
Mm-hmm.
the area we can help them in is roofs, windows,
Yeah.
vinyl siding.
Yeah.
It's a rare opportunity to be able to vote for people who saying, I'm finna get money into your household.
Yeah.
It's a rare opportunity for voters to come and fill out a form and line up for money.
Absolutely.
It's rare that we have 94 million and can allocate 20 million for that and still have some change left.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to lay it out there. Vote your pocketbook. Trust me, if a person ain't allocated money to you in 3 years, don't believe vote for me
Yeah.
and I'm gonna make it right.
Yeah.
If a person didn't fight for you in the water crisis and then settle a lawsuit that puts $1,000 cap on you as a grown person, and after attorney fees, you're gonna get a check for
Yeah.
600-700 that ain't came yet. If I'm elected, and I am, don't let this hat fool you.
Right.
I'm a real council person.
Absolutely.
I know if I'm elected and you believe that I'm honest, telling you the truth, know the mechanics of how city government work, know the difference between Mr. Neely and Miss Weaver, then work with both. If I put my reputation on the line and tell you I know 100% fact from fiction, vote to send me some help downtown.
Absolutely.
In order to help you, vote Weaver, and
and
Mo
Mo
Weaver. I ain't wasting my time here talking to you.
Absolutely not.
If you see this and you got a Facebook page, share it.
Share it.
I mean, what do it hurts for somebody who making a decision to vote to spend an hour listening to me?
Absolutely.
And people won't have debates and forums.
Yeah.
If you can't get the two candidates together because Mr. Neely running and don't want to be exposed, then listen to me. Spend an hour, I'm going to call this an educational video, and then get that ballot out.
That's
There's
right.
6,000 of them laying out there right now. Look in the lower right-hand corner.
In the
For the city of
nonpartisan
Flint,
section.
mayor, yeah, and vote Weaver if you don't vote nothing else. But on the back, you got school board members. I could go to naming folks. You got proposals on the front. You got congressmen and whatever. But you know why I ain't gonna name them? Know why I'm gonna just focus on that mayor's race?
Tell me.
Did you see people come down there protesting and supporting me when they was illegally taking me out of president because I ran for mayor? Have you seen a lot of people pack the council chambers and say, leave Councilman Mays alone? So.
You saw me down there.
Yeah, I did.
You saw me down there quite a few times.
I see some people down there. I've had support. And the first ward has supported me tremendously. But I just want to focus on the mayor's race in this election. For me, the mayor's race is the most important thing for Flint, Michigan on that ballot.
Absolutely.
And the leadership, the honesty, the integrity versus half truth, lies, no real policy is what I want people to vote on. This election has been close between Neely and Weaver. It's gonna be close this time, but right now it looked like we can win. It looked like Weaver can win. This is the most effort that I've put in the last two elections.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit down. I'm not gonna whine. I'm not gonna pout. I'm gonna fight for residents and to try to make this right. Can I take a breath?
Absolutely. Yeah, you take a breath. I'm gonna go here to the folks, right?
Okay. And I'm eating some of your hot tamales.
Get you as many as you want.
With this hat on.
Yeah, go ahead. Get you as many as you want. So Derek Smart said that we need to have a podcast to help folks fill out a ballot. You want to do that?
Yeah, we can bring my ballot.
Yeah. I'm not touching
show
it.
You can't touch it.
I'm not touching
my ballot.
I am not touching
my ballot in your possession. It's a felony.
I bet you I won't.
So I don't want people walking around with people's ballots. And I don't want them illegally influencing people while they vote. But there's nothing wrong with us doing an education on the ballot. But that's why I said education-wise on the front part, look at the bottom of the front. You'll see Mayor of the City of Flint. Don't forget to vote that. And when you put it back in the envelope, make sure you sign and date the outside of that envelope. You don't need a stamp, but if you don't sign and date the outside of that envelope, your vote won't count. So Derek Smart is smart.
Yes.
We should try to help people see it and visually know how to vote.
And also, make sure you are filling in that circle. Fill it in completely. Don't just mark an X or halfway shade it in and out. Make sure you are filling that circle in
Make
completely.
it dark where the
Make it
computer
a dark,
can pick it up.
absolutely, a dark
Try to
circle.
use a black pen.
A black ink pen, absolutely, absolutely. Also, with that being said, if you are one of the people that want to go and do it in person because you like to go out to the polls and you do it, take somebody with you. Make sure that you are doing that. Take somebody with you to the polls.
I know for a fact. What you say?
I was getting ready to tell y'all we got to wrap it up.
Well, I know for a fact out of them 6,000 absentee ballots that's been mailed out, I know some people surprised because they didn't request it.
Yeah.
Now, believe me, 100%.
Yeah.
It's been absentee ballots mailed out, and some people got it, and that's good.
Mm-hmm.
If you decide to vote absentee, you can vote it, sign the envelope, and get it in. You can get it in by mail or the drop box. If you choose not to use your absentee ballot on election day, you can take it to the polls, give it to them, and they'll give you a ballot right there at the polls, and you can vote. They call that surrendering your absentee ballot.
Okay.
If you lose your absentee ballot and don't get it in, you can still go to the polls, fill out an affidavit saying you lost it, and you still can vote at the polls on election day. If you lose your absentee ballot, you can go to City Hall, tell them you lost it, fill out an affidavit swearing that you lost it, and you still can vote. So out of the 6,000 people who got it in the mail, there's no excuse. And you don't have to be fearful whether you lose it or got it or whatever. The right to vote right now in the city of Flint is easy.
Yeah. It's easy.
Anybody else on there saying anything? Derek Smart said something.
They are. There's a few people and a few questions. However,
it's time to go.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, we got how many weeks left ahead of us?
We got 3.
Okay. Can we shout out to just some names?
Yeah, we can shout out. We can shout out Brenda Boyd.
Brenda Boyd.
Derek Smart.
Derek Smart.
We can shout out Trevor Berryhill.
Trevor Berryhill.
Christine Brown.
Christine Brown.
Kevin
That's
Tay.
who I rode with in many elections.
Yeah.
Christine Brown. Who did you say?
Kevin Tay.
Kevin Tay.
Kathleen King.
Kathleen King.
Mom.
Kathleen King. That's First Ward.
Yeah. My mom.
Share these videos.
My mom's on here.
Your mom. What's her name?
Her name is Asiya Akil. That's my mom. Yep.
Share these posts. Let people see it after the fact.
Bolo Jackson.
Bolo Jackson.
OG Wig.
OG Wig. Oh, we got a variety of viewers.
Melissa Zarambinski.
Melissa. I'm gonna just say Melissa.
Yeah. Nicole Marshall.
Nicole Marshall.
Yeah. Dorian Jackson.
Dorian Jackson.
Yeah. Let me see who else.
Hey, look. Next Tuesday.
Jerry Winfrey Carter.
At 6. Councilwoman Jerry Winfrey
absolutely.
Carter. I wish she'd come on with me one day.
We can do that.
Mickey, what's your last name?
Jordan.
Mickey Jordan.
Stacy Hunt.
I'm knowing some Jordans from Beecher.
Wanda Smith. That's him. Them is people.
Yeah,
Wanda Smith.
Wanda Smith. Mickey Jordan.
Stacy Hunt.
Y'all gotta hook up with him. I pay him money. I do whatever it takes to sometimes get my message out versus the mainstream media.
That's right.
So everybody, hats off, kudos to Mickey Jordan. Let him be an entrepreneur and make money getting our message out. How much you charge for a half-hour show?
Not much, man.
Not much.
I work with him. I got my sheets. I'm gonna have them out.
He's shy. He said he gonna put it on his sheets and do it. We gotta support our own.
Peggy J. Clark Stribley. Hello. Thank you for joining.
Okay. Mickey,
Sonia, I love her.
do she pay you or you do it for free?
Oh.
We partners.
Oh, I'm coming in on your discount.
We
But I
partners.
give him $100 for an hour show.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
EC
I don't
Martin,
care who can
hey.
do it. I can do this free live on Facebook. That ain't how the economy works.
Yeah.
You circulate the dollar, give him 100, he get a haircut, he buy some bread, and the community circle back.
And we supposed to be circulating that black dollar at least.
In the neighborhood,
At
we
least.
got media,
Yes.
we got barbers, we got bars. I know where a corner stove for sale that I want to help somebody get for $800,000.
That's what we need to do.
With the license and everything. So, you can do entrepreneurship. They gonna run me out of here.
That's
Yeah,
all right.
He
We
got
love
to
y'all.
go.
We thank
Yeah, I
y'all.
They
We'll
ain't
be
gonna
back
do it all
Tuesday.
in one day, right?
Nope, we gonna be back Tuesday. So y'all come back again. Make sure y'all
Tomorrow,
like,
5 o'clock,
share,
City Council chamber.
subscribe, like this, share this, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Get out and vote. Do your absentee ballot, all of that. November 8th. Weaver, more Weaver. And
That's the
tomorrow.
right vote.
Tomorrow, City Council, 5 o'clock. Y'all don't meet me there, beat me there. City Council
Tell
tomorrow.
a neighbor,
5
tell a
o'clock.
friend, vote Weaver, help me out downtown. Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.